Hi. Hi. How are you doing? Oh my god. Hi. Hi. Um. Well. Oh my god. I appeared on the screen. So I've been blackmailed into making a game in Godot. Like. Uh. Uh. Oh my god. Finally, some second one. Finally, some good second monitor content. Thank you very much. Um, well, I've been blackmailed into making a game by my brother, Amin, and so if I don't make a game this month, um, my husband sleeps in the basement. The first one, good. The first monitor content is Godot. Like, good, good. But disclaimer ahead, I don't know anything at all. Like, even streaming, even programming, I suck at this. Yeah. So like, I don't know if this will ever be good. Drink water, by the way. I like water. I don't like water actually. I think it sucks. Yeah. The music is too loud for me. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Is everything sounding good? Like, is music annoying or not? I can tell. Help will be good. Oh, and also, if I search a complete bullshit tutorial, like a complete fucking complete dog shit, don't tell me because I want to find out by myself that it's a complete dog shit. Yeah, thank you. Okay. Okay, let's start then. Um, so like here is my display, and I'm gonna find some tutorials, I guess, and I need to shut the fuck up. Need to shut the fuck up for a second and turn the volume up. Yeah. As you can tell, I'm Russian. Yeah. Oh my god. I forgot what I wanted to do. Godot. No, 2D. Tutorial. I think this one will be interesting. Like, this goes into complete basics. So like, yeah.
Godot,
Um,
godot,
right, so
godot. Whichever you prefer, if you want to use it to make a game, you've come to the right place. I've been making video games for more than 14 years now. And
okay.
recently I've fallen in love with
Is
Godot.
everything good?
Godot is a great...
Okay, as I can see, everything is good. My camera is dog shit, by the way. I can make it even shittier. It's a good tutorial. Okay. Oh, okay. I watched this to... Uh-huh. let it for a friend and I learned one new thing. Okay, okay. Let's see.
Choice for many developers and pretty beginner
Need
friendly.
to adjust
Also,
sound.
it's
Yes.
open source and completely free to use. Now, you probably have a bunch of ideas of games that would be cool to make. But no matter if you're dreaming of making an FPS, a 2D platformer, or anything in between using Godot, the first step is of course to install it. Now this process might be a bit tedious, but bear with me now. We go to godotengine.org, press download latest, Godot engine, and we're done. This is a huge advantage of Godot. It's extremely lightweight and can even run in the browser. Now you might want to unzip this folder and place it somewhere you remember. But other than that, we're ready to open up Godot. So let's double click it. And it's going to ask us if we want to look at some example projects. I'll just press cancel. Then we can press new. Name our project, say first game. I'm going to place mine on my desktop.
I forgot about the mic. Wait. Oh, so like I already have set up a practice 2D. Like there's a project set up already. So like yeah, I already did this step. Yeah. Let's see.
Under my games folder, let's create a separate folder for first game. So hit create folder and create an edit. And here we are, a clean slate, a blank canvas. Oh, I am so ready to make this game about... Well, this might be a good time to decide what our game will be about. But first, this video is sponsored by Zen. So, in the spirit of learning the basics of the engine and giving you an overview of how you can start using it to make things, I've put together the most basic game I could imagine. Think of it like food without salt. It doesn't have much flavor, but it does have a player, enemies, moving platforms, collectible coins, and most importantly, it should get you familiar with the engine in no time. Also, we'll be working in 2D, but another really cool thing about Godot is that it's very easy to transfer 2D concepts to 3D. So don't worry, if your dream game is in 3D, most of what you learn here is going to directly apply. As for programming, Godot uses its own scripting language called GDScript. It's pretty fast and easy to use, but still quite powerful. We'll do a bit of programming in this video to get you started, but the main focus is really to get familiar with Godot as a whole and to quickly get a game up and running. Because of this, I don't expect you to fully understand all the code you see. Feel free to write after me or just lean back and observe. Our next video will be about learning to program in GDScript. Alright, I promised you food without salt, so let's get cooking.
Holy shit, he is really cooking. I want some pasta actually.
Now to make our
you.
delicious game, we need ingredients. We need things like
Ingredients?
sprites, models, textures, and sounds. These are called assets, and a game
Yeah.
engine like Godot is not so much made for creating these from scratch, but more for putting everything together. It's really the stirring pot of making a game. Now, since I can't expect you to go shopping for assets at your local supermarket, I've used a bit of TV magic to prepare some beforehand. You can download them for free using the link below. I've bundled together sprites from the amazing analog...
Okay. Let's see. The assets here. Yeah. No pinks. Yeah, okay. I hope there will be no full report. Okay. We are good. Today we are good. Okay. Extract. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, it's here. Sprites. Yeah, okay. It's there. Yeah. Okay.
Studios and modified them a bit along with a pixel font, some custom sounds, and a cute little music track. It's also perfectly fine to use other assets you find on the internet. There are many great resources for free assets, just make sure you check the license and give proper credit to the author. CC0 means that the asset is completely free to use and there's no requirement to credit. That being said, making your own assets is one of the places where you can really get creative, and I highly recommend you try it out as soon as you feel comfortable. Remember, you can always use these assets as placeholders and then modify or replace them later. Alright, let's get our assets into Godot. Importing assets in Godot is extremely simple. The file system window is where we have all the files we use in our game. By default, the only thing in here is the Godot icon. So let's create a folder where we can put our assets. Let's right click, new.
More like S. It's Okay, so like assets folder. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Okay.
Folder and name it assets. Let's also make one for scripts. And
okay. Reasonable. Yeah. Very.
scenes that we can use later. Now we can simply drag and drop our assets into the asset folder. So I'll select the assets folder, open up my assets here. I'm going to select all the subfolders and click and drag them in.
I see. Not that asset here. Yeah, I see. Yeah. So here. Yeah. Yeah,
into
it's
Godot.
there.
And voila! We can now see and use all of our assets in Godot. So now we're ready to make our game. So let's talk about how we do that. To make anything in Godot, we use nodes. If we want to make a player character, we do so by putting together a bunch of nodes. If we want to make an enemy, we do so by putting together nodes. If we want to make a main menu, you guessed it, we use nodes. So nodes are the fundamental building blocks of your game. And nodes come in many types. Some display an image, others play a sound or add physics. And we can even extend existing nodes to build more powerful ones. So in its essence, making a game in Godot is combining and extending nodes to get the result we're looking for. It's a super creative and fun process. But building everything in one big world with nodes for the player, enemies, UI, and a bunch of levels all in one place would quickly become completely unmanageable and confusing. Instead, we use scenes. Scenes allow us to bundle together nodes into reusable packages. A scene can be a character, a weapon, a menu. They can be as small as a single collectible coin or an entire level. Scenes make it really easy to focus on building one part of our game at a time, and then slowly combining them to make our game larger and larger. This is because we can put scenes inside of other scenes, which is called nesting, and allows us to take, say, a player scene, a platform scene, and a collectible coin scene, and put them all inside of another scene, say a level 1 scene. And even cooler, since scenes are reusable, we can make a scene only once and then use it all over our game. We can make many levels that all use the same collectible coin scene. And if we want to change something about our coin, we simply edit the scene and it automatically updates everywhere else.
So like, it's similar how animation programs work actually. Somehow, somewhat. Like, I mean the coloring thing and maybe the node stuff, it kind of reminds of how layers work or something. I mean, it's different thing, but fundamentally, I mean, kind of same.
As you can see, all the nodes and scenes in our game start to resemble a tree-like structure. And that's exactly what we call it, the scene tree. And fittingly, we call the node at the very beginning of the tree the root. So now that we know a bit about how Godot works, let's start by making the most essential part of our game, the player character. Player 1.0. So let's create a scene where we'll put everything together. This is going to be a 2D game, so I'll select 2D scene. And let's rename this from Node 2D to Game. And even though it's empty, let's go ahead and save.
Okay. Let's rename it then. In the game.
it. So hit Control S, go under Scenes, and let's save it here. And now we can
Wait, what did you do
actually
here?
play Control S, go under Scenes.
Ah, I get now. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And let's save it here. Let's go ahead and from Node 2D to go under Scenes. And
Scenes. All right then. Assets, scenes, the scenes folder. I forgot to add the scenes folder, but that's okay. That's just like organization stuff, and that's it. Yeah.
let's save it here. And now we can actually play our game. It's not going to be very exciting, but let's try it out. So let's hit play up here or simply press F5. It's going to tell us that we haven't selected a main scene. We need to tell Godot which scene to run. I'm just going to press select current, and you can see that our game scene becomes blue to let us know that this is now our main scene. And as
Okay, wait.
and you can see, we need to tell Godot which scene to run. I'm just very exciting, but let's try it out. So let's hit play up here or simply press F5. It's going to tell us that we haven't selected a main scene. We need to...
Yeah, I see. Play. I mean, select the current, and yeah, nothing happens because we didn't do anything at all. Yeah, pretty much.
Tell Godot which scene to run. I'm just going to press select current, and you can see that our game scene becomes blue to let us know that this is now our main scene. And as you can see, not much is happening here. So let's stop playing by hitting the stop icon here or pressing F8. And let's put in a player to make it more exciting. So, first off, let's create a new scene by hitting the plus sign up here. And this will be our player scene. And the root node...
Okay. Yeah.
Node for our player is going to be what is called a character body 2D. So let's add a new node by pressing the plus here or hitting Control A. And let's search for character body 2D.
Okay. Oh, wrong app opened. Okay, character body 2D. Yeah, there.
As you can see, this is a 2D physics body that is specialized for characters moved by script. So it's perfect for a player character that we want to be able to collide with the environment. So let's hit create. And now we can see our node here, but we can't actually see our player in the scene. So let's add some graphics. Let's add another node. I'm going to hit Control A, and let's search for sprite. And as you can see, we can choose a single
sprite. Control A. Oh, Control A. Where? Sprite 2D. Yeah, logical. Yeah.
Sprite, or in our case, we want to create an animated character. So let's choose the animated sprite 2D. Sprite
makes sense. Okay. Animated sprite. Right.
are just what we call images in our 2D world. Now, with this node selected, we can use the inspector here on the right to change properties on that node. If we select a different node, say our character body 2D, we can now see the properties on that node instead. So our inspector allows us to change things about a node. In our animated sprite 2D, we want to add some animations. And we want to give it some sprite frames, the individual frames that will make up our animation. So let's click here and add a new sprite frames. And now with this selected, we can see that it will open up the sprite frames window.
Okay. Yeah. New sprite frames. Yeah. Mission. Wait. Yeah, it's here now.
At the bottom. And in this window, we're going to press this tiny icon here that lets us add frames from a sprite sheet. So let's click that, go into our assets, under our sprites, let's find our knight.png.
Okay. Let's see. Sprite sheet, assets, sprites, and the knight. Okay.
And as you can see, I've gone ahead and packed all the different sprite frames of the knight's animation into a single image. This is called a sprite sheet. It's a very efficient way of working with lots of sprites, such as when doing animation. Otherwise, we would have to create an image for each single frame, which would quickly become an unmanageable amount of files. Now to start adding these frames in, we first need to configure the grid here. Currently it's set to 4 by 4. Let's go ahead and increase this. I've created an 8 by 8 grid here. And as you can see, each frame now has its own grid cell.
Makes sense. So far, for now, it's kind of easy, but like we didn't do any programming yet. We are just uploading the assets here. Yeah.
And let's just start by adding the idle animation. To do this, we simply click the frames in the order that we would like. So I'm going to go from the left-hand side here and click. As you can see, it says this to 0, the first frame. Then I'm going to click the next one and the next one and the next one. And now it goes from 0 to 3 and we'll play from left to right. We can always click again to remove. And this is how you can quickly build an animation from different parts of your sprite sheet. So I'll select these 4 frames and hit add.
Okay. Yeah, it's there for sure. Like, yeah, I can see that. Oh, I need to fix that. That blur. I think I have to set it up to nearest instead of linear or something, like how on Blender it was.
Add frames. Now let's hit F to center our character on the screen, and I'm going to use the scroll wheel to zoom in. We can also click and drag with the middle mouse button to pan. Now our character looks weirdly blurry. That's because we're working with pixel art, which requires really hard edges. By default, Godot is going to try to do some texture smoothing to make textures look better, but applied to pixel art, that is definitely not the case. So let's simply disable this. So let's go to Project, Project Settings. Let's go under Rendering to Textures. And here on the default texture filter, let's change this from linear to nearest, which will...
Okay. Project settings, textures, nearest. Yeah, just how I said. Yeah, it's there. Character. Player. Let's see. Scripts or scenes, I think. Yeah, it's more like scenes. There we are.
Immediately make our pixel art look crisp. Then we can select our animated sprite. And let's try playing the animation. That looks great.
Let's play the animation for sure. Yeah, it plays for sure. There is an animation for sure.
Increase the FPS here to 10 to make it go a bit faster.
Yeah, okay.
I'm also going to rename the animation here to idle. I'm going to enable autoplay to make sure it plays right when we start the game. And
play and idle, and it should play now. It doesn't play yet because I didn't add this to the main scene, of course.
Finally, I'm going to take this sprite here and move it up to make it kind of stand on this line. And that's it for our graphics for now. We'll add more.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Animations later, but as you can see, we're currently getting this warning here in the scene view. And if I hover over it, it's going to say that this node has no shape, so it can't collide or interact with other objects. And this is because a character body 2D is a physics node. And whenever we're working with physics, we need to define a shape that the physics engine can work with. So let's add a new node. I'm going to press the plus sign here. I'm going to search for collision shape 2D, hit create. And here in the
collision shape. I see. Collision shape. Yeah, okay.
The inspector, we can now define a new shape. I'm going to add a circle shape. I'm going to make this a bit smaller and drag it up somewhere.
Circle, okay. Shape. The circle. Circle. This much, I think. I see. More like that.
Around there looks fine. Now you're probably thinking, well, this This is pretty far from our actual graphics, but that's totally fine. Colliders rarely need to be very precise, and it's a good rule of thumb to make them a bit smaller than the graphics if you need to. Having colliders that are too large is simply going to be frustrating when playing. So let's now rename the top node here to player. And let's save the scene, Ctrl S, as player, hit save. And now...
Oh, Oh, it's my blog, by the way. Hi. I already did that. Almost. Yeah, okay. It's there now.
Now we can go into our game scene and simply drag our player in here. So I'm going to go to the top here and drag in the player. We also need to create a camera so that we can control what is currently being shown.
Okay, going to the main scene. Dragging the player. Okay, the player is here. Sort of. Yeah, here.
So let's add a new node, hit Ctrl A.
Well, kind of.
Search for camera 2D, hit create. And now if we press F, we can see that we have this huge camera viewport. This is definitely currently too large, so let's zoom in on our camera. I'm going to set the zoom here to 4x4. And
okay. Camera 2D. Yeah, it's definitely huge. Too huge. 4. Yeah. Here.
Simply click and drag our camera to be on top of the player. And now we can try playing our game. And there you go. We now...
Yeah. And that's it. This gaming shit is easy. Huh. That's it. I'm done. Okay, just kidding. I wish games were just like that. Yeah, the big gaming where like I can stare at it. It's also sort of a game, I think. No, this doesn't count. Doesn't. That's unfortunate. Well, okay.
have a player that is playing an idle animation and nothing else is happening. That's because we need to add a script that allows us to move around. So let's close our game, go into our player scene, and with our player node selected, let's press this Add Script button. Here we can choose a template. Of course, we're going to do some programming in this video, but writing player movement can quickly become a bit overwhelming. So for now, we'll use the basic movement template provided by Godot. Then later, we'll go in and modify it to play different animations and rebind input to the keys we'd like to use. As for the path here, I'm going to make sure that we put this inside of our scripts folder, and let's just name it player. Let's hit create, and as you can see, this creates...
Okay. The script. We don't have the scripts folder or what? Right. Oh no, we have one. Okay. Player. Yeah, okay. It's just a player. Oh my god. Oh no, the programming. No, I have to do this shit now. Oh. Okay, speed, velocity, physics process, add the gravity. Okay. Get access your left. Jesus fucking Christ, what the fuck is this? Okay, speed, like the modifiers are here. Jump velocity, velocity Y. Okay, can't do jump. This action, just press QY accept. For sure. Okay.
A script that will move around our character. I know that this might look really confusing at first, but don't worry, we'll have a look at what all of this means later. For now, let's just try playing. And our player immediately falls off.
I need to check if it actually falls. Yeah, it did fall.
The screen. That's because we need to give him a collider to stand on. Right now, our player has a collider, but it doesn't have anything to collide with. So in our game, I'm going to go back to the 2D view at the top here. This is where we can change from script view to 2D. Let's add a new node. So let's hit the plus sign. Let's add a static body 2D. And this is another type of physics body. It's the one we use for things that don't need to move. That's why it's called static. So it's perfect for creating some ground. Let's hit create. And again, this is going to give us this warning.
Okay, so static body 2D. Okay.
Here that it needs a shape. So let's add a collision shape. So I'm going to hit Control A, search for collision shape. And for the shape,
collision shape. Okay. Collision shape. Okay. Here
we're going to create a new world boundary shape. The world boundary is a type of collider that is perfect for stuff like, well, world boundaries, because it...
Okay, world boundary, and it's here. Let's say, let it be here. Okay.
It's going to extend infinitely on the horizontal axis here. So as you can see, it's currently pointing up. We could also point it to the side here, and now it's going to extend infinitely on the vertical. I'm going to hit Ctrl Z to undo that. Instead, I'm going to select the entire static body here. I'm going to change to the Move tool by pressing this icon here or simply W on the keyboard. And I'm going to move it down under our character. Then I'm going to go back to our Select tool, which is here, or simply press Q. And while our collider doesn't have any graphics, it's going to be invisible. We can now play. And there we go. I'll play.
Yeah. The player sure is playing and not falling down. That's cool. That's gaming. We are so gaming right now.
now gently lands on the collider, and we can move around using the arrow keys and jump.
Oh, arrow keys. I thought like VSD. Let's see if it works. It works. I can jump. It's gaming. Oh my god, it's gaming. I can game. The gaming. Holy shit. The game is gaming for sure. Okay, what if I go to the script and change the speed to like minus 300 or something, like a complete bullshit, like numbers, or like how is this gonna be? Ah, so like the controls are just inward. What the fuck? What the fuck happened here? Oh my god. Let's see. And the jump. How's the jump? I'm barely jumping now. Yay. Wahoo. Okay, what if the positive number here? Oh, I can't jump at all if I put the positive number here. Curious, but why? Why is that so? Huh. 200 maybe? 200 is kinda enough, I think. But the speed needs to be adjusted. It has to be also 200. Yeah, now it's kinda playable. Cool. Yeah.
With the spacebar. Now our player is currently a bit too fast and I think his jump is a bit too high, so let's modify our script to change that. Let's close our game, go into our script, and at the top here there are two constants that we can modify, our speed as well as our jump velocity. So I'm going to set the speed to something less like 130 and the jump velocity to say -300.
Okay. 30 and 300. Let's see. Yeah. That's all right. Yeah. Okay, I agree with that. Okay.
And now when we play, it looks and feels a lot better. So our player is moving around, but currently there's not much to look at. So let's build a world to explore. World building 1.0. So to build our world, let's begin by removing our collider here. We're going to build an actual ground for him to stand on. And let's instead add a tilemap node. So let's press new node and search for tilemap. Now,
okay. Static body remove. Okay, tile map. Okay.
the most common way to create levels in 2D is by using tiles. In other words, we build our game world by drawing different tiles onto a grid. This is a great way to work because we can create a lot of varied levels using just a few tiles. The tile assets we use to paint are normally packed together into one big image, just like our player was. This is called the tile set. So the tile set is a collection of tiles that we can use to paint from, and the tile map that we just created is the node we use to paint these tiles into our world. So to start painting on our tile map, we need to add a tile set. So in our inspector under tile set, we'll create a new tile set, and if we press it here, we get to configure some things about it. The main thing you want to make sure is set correctly is the tile size. The tile set in our asset does indeed have 16 by 16 pixel tiles, so we'll just leave that as is. Now at the bottom here you can see that we have two tabs. We have the tile set and tile map. So before we can start painting with our tile map,
I'm gonna add the actual okay, New tile set. I need to add a new tile set. And okay, I guess.
Let's go into our tile set and configure this property. The main thing we want to do is drag in our tileset asset. So let's go into our assets folder under sprites and drag in the world tileset.png. It's going to ask us if we would like.
Nice. Assets. Okay. Sprites. The world. The atlas texture was modified. Would you like to?
Like to automatically create tiles in the atlas? We do, so let's press yes. And now let's make some more room here.
Yes. Oh, it's kinda accurate here. Kinda. Somewhat.
Here, and we can zoom in to view it. And as you can see, it's actually gone ahead and automatically detected the grid cells that have tiles. If for some reason it's made an error, we can always use our eraser here to remove tiles. In this case here, it thinks that the top of the palm tree is a bunch of different tiles. I'm going to use the eraser to get rid of these and instead go out of the erase mode and then hold down shift while clicking and dragging to turn this into one big tile.
Okay. One big tile, right? Like that. Okay. So more like okay, wait. I see what I did. Like that. Yeah.
It's also split up the trees into 3 different tiles, but in this case it's actually something that we want because it allows us to create trees of varying heights. I'll show you this once we start painting. Other than that, I think it looks good. So with this tile set up, we can now go to our tile map and start painting. Make sure that the scene has the select tool and that the tile map has the paint tool enabled. And now let's simply select a tile and start painting it in. If you make a mistake, you can always right click to remove. So I'm just going to fast forward through me drawing out the level here. As you can see, I begin by blocking out the most essential game parts, leaving in room for gameplay objects like moving platforms and enemies. And then only once I'm finished with that, I start decorating. And if the trick here is that you can select multiple tiles at once to paint in more than one, and you can always go into select mode in order to select large chunks and move them.
Oh no, now I have to design everything by myself? Shit. Fuck. Paint. Oh, wait a second. Okay. Okay, let's design things now, like the platform is platforming now. How awful. My actual project, is not gonna be meant to be a platformer. Actually, it's just that coincidentally a lot of tutorials are focusing around 2D platforms. So I think I will just use this to learn the very basics and then move on work in my actual project, because I already have set it up, and my problem is I just jumped straight into it, and I hope that googling very specific questions would help me, but turns out I just lack the complete basics, so I don't understand things. So I hope this tutorial will do something for me. But I don't know. Yeah. Uh, huh, 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 huh. Okay, I can let's see. Big gaming, big gaming, big, very big gaming. Gonna build some bullshit here, like absolute fucking dog shit. Um, I guess. Let's see. The tree, maybe. Okay, I have a suspicion that this tree is gonna be a problem because maybe we need some layers here, but uh, I don't know. I don't know. Let's try them. Oh, of course, of course. I forgot the collision here. We don't have any collision. Um. Okay. Okay. Tile map. Tile set. Let's erase some things here, and then let's see. Some bushes, something like that. Complete fucking bullshit level for sure. And let's just the last one here will be yeah, absolute fucking dog shit. But it's okay because my goal here is to learn the actual programming, not the level design, because that's not up to me. It's not my job. My job will be to program. Like, I'm not the only person working on the project. Okay. Wow, the gaming is gaming. Nothing happens. Oh no.
Now once I'm ready to start decorating, let me just show you the cool trick with the trees here. So let's say we want to add a tree here at the top. Well, then we can actually just paint the bottom, then choose how tall we want the tree to be, and then paint the top. So that's one of the advantages of working with tiles, is that we can also make individual elements really, really flexible. So once you're happy with the level, let's just go ahead and press play, and our player is going to fall right off. That's because we need to add a physics layer to our tiles. To do this, we go to our tile map, go under our tile set, physics layers, and add a new layer. Then with this layer, we can go under our tile set, and here we need to choose what tiles belong to the physics layer, because we don't want to collide with everything in our tile map. The trees and bushes, we just want to pass right through. So let's go to paint here. And the property that we want to paint is the physics layer 0 we just created. And now we can actually go ahead and paint onto our tiles these physics settings. So I'm simply going to paint this onto all the different solid tiles.
Don't mind the random noises outside. I just don't leave alone. My buddies are cooking and my husband screamed for no fucking reason. So like, if you heard that, then don't worry about anything. I'm just murdering him low key. It's fine. It's fine. Trust me.
If you make a mistake and want to remove a tile, we go here.
Okay, I need to actually do shit here now. No configuration warning. Oh no, what happened? The physics, we need to set up the physics. Wait, I forgot how to
Select
do
clear.
that physics.
And now we can,
Okay,
so I'm simply going to paint this onto all the different,
okay.
to choose what tiles belong to the physics layer. We can the top. So that's one of the advantages of working with tiles, is that we can also make individual elements really flexible. So once you're happy with the level, let's just go ahead and press play, and our player is going to fall right off. That's because we need to add a physics layer to our tiles. To do this, we go to our tile map, go under our tile set, physics layers, and add a new layer.
Layers. Layers. Okay, maybe it's some different version of Godot, or like, or maybe I'm stupid. Maybe it's physics interpolation, but I don't know. Texture. Texture is alright. Material. Okay. How does it work here?
Then with this layer, we can go.
I guess it's physics interpolation in a newer version. No. Okay, maybe I'm stupid. I guess I am. I guess something happened here. That elements. That's a new layer. I don't need a new layer. I need a physics layer. But why can I not do the physics layer? Am I doing something wrong here?
Layer to our tiles. To do this, we go to our tile map, go under our tile set.
Tile set. Okay. Oh, I'm stupid. I'm just stupid. Everything is fine. Okay. Everything's good. Okay.
Add physics layers and add a new layer. Then with this layer, we can go under our tile set, and here we need to choose what tiles belong to the physics layer, because we don't want to collide with everything in our tile map. The trees and bushes, we just want to pass right through. So let's go to paint here, and the property that we want to paint is the physics layer 0 we just created. And now we can actually go ahead and paint onto our tiles these physics settings. So I'm simply going to paint this onto all the different solid tiles. And if you make a mistake and want to remove a tile, we go here, select clear, and now we can paint with no physics, or we can go back to the default tile shape, which is the entire tile, and paint with that, or simply hit F to do that. So C and F are the shortcuts here. Now, there are also some tiles that we do want physics on, but where we need the collider to only be on part of the tile, such as our bridge here.
Okay. I guess. Physics layer. Paint. Okay. Maybe there also.
So if I zoom in on our bridge, we can see that if I just paint physics onto these, it doesn't look right. Instead, we need to go in and only paint a partial collider. So over here on the left, we can actually modify these colliders to exactly suit our needs. We can even add and remove points by clicking and right-clicking. But in this case, 4 points will do just fine. And that's a good shape for our collider. Then we can paint these onto the 3 different tiles. And then for the next one here, we can configure it. This slants up a bit.
Nice. Okay. And then we will do this. And okay, then collision will be here and here. And okay, so then we will set the collision like that, I think. Maybe like that. Maybe. Yes, like that. Yeah, and then here. Somewhat like this, I suppose. And like that. Okay.
I'm going to paint that on as well. And then for the final one here, let's go ahead and make that go in the opposite direction. And here you actually want to be pretty precise whenever you have an overlap of the colliders here. I think that looks pretty good. This helps avoid that our character gets stuck. I'm also going to take the tile map and drag it to the very top so that we can always find it. And now when we play, we are indeed colliding with our environment.
Tile map goes up. Okay. Let's play this. It works. Yeah, for sure the camera is not following us, so we need to set it up. And we can't die yet. Yeah. But it kind of works. We did the collision for the tiles. Some of the tiles that are supposed to be solid here. Let's see what's next.
Awesome. Now we probably want our camera to follow the player because he's currently just running off the screen. So I'm going to make some room here. I'm going to take the camera 2D and simply drag it under the player. Making it a child of the player means that it will just automatically follow the player node.
That's very convenient actually, because on Blender you have to do some you have to do more steps. You have to actually parent it through the through the viewport itself. So it's like very helpful to do this just in the tree or something, or how is it called? Node tree. Yeah, it's the node tree. Oh, not the tile map, the camera. Okay, now it's supposed to follow the player. Yeah, it's very convenient. Unfortunately, we can't die yet. We're immortal now. Okay.
Sure that the camera is still positioned right on top of the player. And we can even turn on position smoothing to really smooth out our camera follow. So I'm going to enable position smoothing on the camera with a default speed of 5.
Okay. Camera. Position smoothing. Smooth. Let's see the difference. Oh, I see. I need to replay it. Fuck, I need to learn to jump. Yeah, finally I can jump. It doesn't seem too bad yet. The design is dog shit though, the level design I mean. But again, as I said, it's not the purpose here.
And now when we play, as you can see, our camera smoothly follows our player. Awesome. So now we have a first draft of our game world. But so far, everything is stuck to the grid. Let's start adding some dynamic and moving elements, such as platforms. Platforms, some that move and some that don't. So whenever we are creating a new element of our game, we begin by making a new scene. And for the root node here, I'm going to hit Add and search for the animatable body 2D. This is a physics body that we use whenever we want to animate a node and still have it collide properly with other nodes in its path, which is perfect for moving platforms that should still collide properly with our player. So let's hit create, and let's add some graph.
Okay. Animatable body. Animatable body 2D. Okay.
Graphics, so Control A, we'll search for sprite and select the sprite 2D.
Makes sense. Child mode, sprite 2D.
And now we can drag in the texture we want. So let's go under our assets, sprites, and drag in the platforms.png.
Okay. Assets. Sprites. The platforms. Okay.
Let's hit F and zoom in. And as you can see, this is also a sprite sheet and it's currently just displaying all of them. So let's go in and define exactly which one we want to show. We can do this under region, enabled, and hit edit region. And so we can kind of crop out the element that we want to show. I'm going to change the snap mode here to pixel snap. And I'm just going to go for a default grass platform. That looks good. And now when we close it, we can see our sprite perfectly cropped out. Again, we have the warning here so that
Okay, so we just have to do some things here. Okay, wait a second. Okay, I already forgot how to do that. Region. Now edit the region and snap mode, pixel snap. Yeah, pretty much like that, and then like that, and it's like that. Yeah, close. Yeah, it's more so like that. Yeah.
Let's go ahead and add a collision shape 2D for the
collision, yeah, for sure. Collision shape 2D. Now we have to set up the collision
shape. I'm going to add a rectangle shape.
Of course, it's a rectangle. Now it all makes sense, I think. Rectangle, and I guess more so like this, or maybe not. Maybe I'm mistaken here.
And now we can simply click and drag this to configure it. Then let's rename.
Oh, okay. Just shrink it down a little bit, or like that.
Name our top node here to platform and say
platform. Okay.
Save the scene, so Control S. In our scenes folder, hit save.
Yeah, I'm gonna save that. Yeah. Here.
We've actually created our platform. So in our game scene, we can drag it in, go under scenes, find the platform, drag it into wherever we'd like, and let's hit play. And as you can see, it works. However, one problem right now is that we can't actually...
Let's see the platform. Let's make it here, actually. Because why not? Okay, let's play. Oh, it got attached to the player and it pulls the player now. That's not how it's supposed to happen. Uh-huh. Yeah, now it's all okay. Wait a second. There is a comment that I don't like. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, 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 yes. Let's just. Wait a second. Fresh settings. I'm just trying to manage for my phone, so like. Okay. Let's see. So, second. Why can't I just delete the fucking comment or something? Like, just a second. Just a second. Delete the message. Yeah. Yeah. For some reason I can't delete the thing from my phone, so I don't know. Yeah, let's continue then.
Jump onto the platform from underneath. To fix this, we turn it into a one-way platform. So in our platform scene, let's select our collision shape and enable one-way collision. And now when we play, we can jump onto platforms from underneath. However, the player is...
One-way collision. Oh. I think my brain already melts because I'm trying to manage both stream and actually following the tutorial, so there is a chance that I may stop pretty soon. But that's annoying because we didn't even get to the programming yet. Or maybe I'll just take a break. Where is it here? Make such a...
Currently path. We can jump on shape and enable one-way collision.
One-way collision is supposed to be on the collision shape. And oh, I see. Now I get it. Let's wait. I need to actually test it. Let's check. Yeah. I can't jump. Wait. One-way collision. And what did you also do?
And now when we play, we can jump on...
What are you talking about? Maybe just below here? Okay, I still can't jump on this thing. What happened? Okay, maybe I did something...
to platforms from underneath. However, the player is currently passing behind the platform. This is because the platform is currently after the player in the tree. This means that each frame, the player is drawn first, and then the platform is drawn on top. We could just move the player in the tree, but I don't want to depend on that. Instead, we fix the draw order by changing the z-index of the player. So in our player scene, we go under ordering and set the z-index to something higher like 5. By default.
Okay, maybe that will help. Ordering and z-index. Maybe that will help. No, it's just what's up with the collision here? Because the platform has no shape for some reason. What I did the shape to provide a collision. Use it to give him a shape. What happened? The null has no shape, so it can glide or interact with other objects. I did use a collision shape. What happened here?
All visible nodes have a z-index of 0. Pixel snap, and I'm just going to go for a default grass platform. That looks good. And now when we close it, we can see our sprite perfectly cropped out. For the shape, I'm going to add a rectangle shape, and now we can simply click and drag this to configure it.
I have a rectangular. Oh wait, wait, I have a rectangle shape. What the fuck?
Then let's rename our top node here to platform and
sync to physics. Sync to physics. What the fuck? Sync to okay. I am so confused. Physics material collision. What happened?
and save the scene, so Control S.
I see now. Yeah, the sprite and collision shape are supposed to be going just after the platform and not like the layering stuff, and not like collision shape after the sprite to Z. That's what I mean. So that's supposed to fix the problem. Yeah, it now fixed the problem actually. Yeah. Good.
The scenes folder, hit save. We've actually created our platform. So in our game scene, we can drag it in, go under scenes, find the platform, drag it into wherever we'd like, and let's hit play. And as you can see, it works. However, one problem right now is that we can't actually jump onto the platform from underneath. To fix this, we turn shape and enable one-way collision. However, the player is currently passing behind the platform. This is because the platform is currently after the player in the tree. This means that each frame, the player is drawn first, and then the platform is drawn on top. We could just move the player in the tree, but I don't want to depend on that. Instead, we fix the draw order by changing the z-index of the player. So in our player scene, we go under ordering and set the z-index to something higher like 5. By default, all visible nodes have a z-index of 0. Because they all have the same index, they are drawn according to their order in the tree. So by setting the z-index to a higher value like 5, we ensure that our player will always appear on top. And now if we play, we can see that our player passes in front of the platform. So our platform is working, but it's currently just hovering there. We might want some platforms to move around to increase difficulty. So let's use animation to do that. I'm going to leave this platform here as kind of a static platform. I'm just going to place it there. Then I'm going to place another platform over here by simply dragging it in. This is the platform that I would like to move back and forth. In fact, let me just go into the tile map and make this gap even larger. There we go. So to add animation to this platform only, we simply select it, add a new node, and we want to use an animation player.
Okay, let's go to the game scene then. Oh, okay. Tile map. Okay, what's tile map? Let's duplicate it as it's. Uh-huh. Super select. Convert. Open the tile map. Ah, I see. Alright. Don't care. Let's move it and add a platform, another platform. Yeah, pretty much. Right there, maybe.
That's it, create. And now we can add a new animation.
Animation player. Okay. Animation. Okay, caps lock. Animation player. Yeah. Okay.
And let's name that move. Animation players in Godot are extremely powerful because they allow us to animate pretty much anything. In this case, we just want to do something really simple. We want to go to our platform and make a keyframe under transform for the position. So I'll hit the key right here and hit create. Then we can go forward in our timeline here to say 1 second, move our platform to the right. So I'm going to click and drag. I'm also going to hold down shift to kind of snap it to one axis. Let's move it to there, and let's add another keyframe. And now we can see.
Keyframe. Alright then. Animation and okay. Okay. Let's see. Not applicable. Transform. Okay, wait a second. Where did this guy go? Okay.
That if we play timeline
Let's
here
watch this
to
again.
say 1 second, move our platform to the right. So I'm going to click and drag. I'm also going to hold down shift keyframe under transform for the position. So I'll hit the key right here.
Well, transform is here, but where is the key here? I can see the key. Where is the key? Policy. Huh. Balanced and maybe sure what? Okay. What did I do wrong this time?
And hit create. Then we can go forward in our timeline here to say 1 second, move up and make this gap even larger. There we go. So to add animation to this platform only, we simply select it, add a new node, and we want to use an animation player. Let's hit create. And now we can add a new animation, and let's name that move. Animation players in Godot are
Animation new move. Yes, now I figured it out finally. Yes, and then go there and shift and another key. Okay.
extremely powerful because they allow us to animate pretty much anything. In this case, we just want to do something really simple. We want to go to our platform and make a keyframe under transform for the position. So I'll hit the key right here and hit create. Then we can go forward in our timeline here to say 1 second, move our platform to the right. So I'm going to click and drag. I'm also going to hold down shift to kind of snap it to one axis. Let's move it to there, and let's add another keyframe. And now we can see that if we play, the animation plays. We also want this to loop, so I'm going to select loop here. However, this is going to loop in a way that it snaps back to the original keyframe. Instead, let's press it again, and now you can see that it's going to start ping-ponging back and forth. If this is currently too fast, we can simply increase the length of our animation. So here's the length. Let's set it to 1.5 instead, and drag our last keyframe to the end.
2.5. Okay. 2.5. And let's drag it here. And ping pong. Now it's supposed to be like nice. Very nice. That's awesome. I will set to 2, please, because that's too speedy for me. Let's see. Yeah, that should be fine. Right, let's play this, and then I think I'm gonna take a break or even go to sleep, because I feel like I'm losing my brain cells just from this info. Why are you not playing? What? You're not doing anything, but why? But why?
And there we go. We now have a moving platform. Let's just make sure that we set it to autoplay. And now when we play the game...
autoplay, of course. Animation, autoplay, yeah. Now it's supposed to work. Yeah, it's working now. I can't. Let's start it again then. I can't play games. Let's wait for the platform. Wait, no. The fuck. I actually hate playing with my keyboard. So like, I'm much better in this when I hold the gamepad. Trust me, please. Okay, let's go back. Okay, we can go back. No. Okay. Yeah, I'm streaming for an hour and a half. That's like, for now, as a person who doesn't stream much, it's my limit. So either I'm gonna take a break or prepare to sleep, because I literally have an hour left for my sleep. So I guess I should probably end this here at 28 minutes. I hope I won't forget about this. So like, I hope I will stream again, because streaming for me usually is not my thing. Like, I usually stream just once a year or half a year. Like, it's just a hobby for me. But I hope I will stream again, because it is my it currently is my only source for motivation. So I guess I will try to stream It's Monday today. Maybe at Wednesday. I think at Wednesday it should be good. Maybe. Yeah, I think Wednesday is alright. So, goodbye everyone. Thank you for coming for my stream. I hope you love my shitty fucking stash or glasses. Yeah, so I ended up making a platform. Well, I understand more things here now, at least about how Inspector works and how nodes work. That's something new, so that's good. Yeah, thank you again for coming. Goodbye.